Hello YouTube and welcome to my Spring 2018 overall review video. Now first of all, the review for Violet Evergarden is coming out this week. I haven't forgotten about it, I just wanted to get this video and the summer preview out first, because summer season has actually already started. So spring overall. Spring was actually better than I anticipated. I remember saying back in my preview for the Spring 2018 season that I was mildly excited for that season. Now that was mainly because of the Winter 2018 season that we just got before that. Winter 2018, in my opinion, is the best anime season that I have seen in the 3 or 4 years that I now watch seasonal animes. But spring season actually surprised me. There were animes that were better than I anticipated. And so overall, spring was actually a very enjoyable season. Now I will mention that there were 2 animes that I did drop along the way in spring season, which is kind of unusual for me since I normally don't drop animes. But I did drop Persona 5 the animation. The reason was that I felt, after the first episode, I felt that I didn't know enough about this franchise, about the games, about the previous anime adaptations, which I didn't even know existed. So I just dropped it because I wouldn't have appreciated the anime. The other anime that I did drop was the Family Days anime. First of all, the episodes were coming out really slow. The episodes with Chinese audio were coming out faster than the one with Japanese audio for some reason. And secondly, it also just was really bad. So I'm happy that I actually dropped that because it was nowhere good in my opinion. So let's then mention the animes that were good in the past Spring 2018 season in my top 3 for Spring 2018 of anime. Note that this top 3 is of the animes that actually ended in Spring 2018. So this is without Steins Gate Zero, which continues into the summer season, and without Piano no Mori, for which the second part of the anime will come out sadly in the next winter season. The anime that I put on the 3rd place is Food Wars the 3rd season. Now, the fact that a second part of a 3rd season can take my 3rd place says a lot about the other new animes in this season. Spring overall was a good season, but there weren't a lot of animes actually jumping out, which is why I put Food Wars the 3rd season at my 3rd place. Because Food Wars in this season, it continued with all the good things that I liked from season 1 and season 2. I still like how Food Wars gives us lots of information about the cooking itself, about the ingredients and how they are actually used in the dishes. And on top of that, we finally got the long-awaited development between Erina and Joichiro in this season. And for the rest, it is basically waiting for the announcement for season 4 of Food Wars, because it is pretty obvious that GC Soft will make a 4th season of Shokugeki no Soma. On the 2nd place there stands an anime that I can call a surprise, being Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online. Back in my preview of SAO Alternative, I was very cautious with my anticipations, because I feared that this was going to be one of those alternative animes that just preyed on the great name of the original series to make its fame. But luckily, for SAO Alternative, that was not the case. SAO Alternative was not a cheap knockoff of the original Sword Art Online series. It did make its own good story. There are of course the obvious references to the original Sword Art Online series, but overall, this alternative anime was a lot more fun than I anticipated. The only thing that I didn't really like here in Gun Gale Online was the ending, but I will explain that when I review the entire anime. And the best anime of my spring season was also a surprise to me, because it was pretty far down on my anticipations list. My anime of the season for spring 2018 is Tada-kun wa koi wo shinai, or Tada Never Falls in Love. How much I love my romance drama animes, they are my favorite genre to watch. I can't live without my romance comedies. From time to time I really like a fully blown out romance anime, and Tadakun was exactly that. Yes, it has a very typical storyline like you have seen dozens before, but it was such a fun anime to watch. And another factor in that was the main female character Teresa. In a romance anime, the female character is like one of the most important elements, and Teresa was an incredibly cute female character. That played a very large deal in me really liking this anime. And like that, spring 2018 has come to an end. Now we can prepare, or we should be already prepared because it has already started for summer 2018 of anime. And I will do that in my next video, being my preview of the summer 2018 season of anime.